qualifiers.
Yeah, yeah, very true, very true. Okay, so next ban for Rox.Kis. I didn't know until last week, and me and people said was talking about it, was like I didn't know that Rox.Kis stood for Radical Online Extremists.
Really?
Yeah, that was like my thing that I learned that day.
Do you know what the KISS stands for? Kaspersky Internet Security, because they're sponsored by Kaspersky.
Is that a thing? Am I being massively trolled right now?
Do you not know what that is? Or do you know what?
I know what Kaspersky is.
Yeah, that's why they are KIS. That's who their main headline sponsor is.
Oh, I don't know if you're trolling me. I can't
I
trust
get
you,
this so often. People think I'm trolling them when I'm not.
Like,
I
think you're taking advantage of a guy that doesn't know too much about this scene.
There's the AA ban, so I thought they might do that. I know everything. But Death Prophet, I didn't expect at all. So DP might be something they've seen up in scrims.
Yep.
VP might have been running that recently. I know G likes playing unusual solo mid-heroes.
Yep. Okay, so Virtus.Pro picking up that Dazzle. First of all, we saw last game Dazzle actually had a really good game actually. We saw some nice armor reduction and addition, some nice Shadow Graves.
He's not the most mobile or versatile of supports, but if you are good with your positioning and you know where to be at what time, then he can be a very useful hero. And we saw him switch off from that tri-lane to sit behind the Invoker.
So next we've got the next two picks here, Rox.Kis.
Joe turns around. The teams are listed behind us, so there are 6 teams.
Yeah.
So sixth place gets $500.
Or maybe they couldn't fit 2 of the team's logos on there or something. So.
No, maybe I was just wrong. I don't know.
I knew I could count to 6.
Yes, congratulations. You failed at 3, but then you got to 6 somehow. First pick up there, Bane. Unusual first pick. He can be counted quite heavily if you pick up heroes like Visage or long range stuns. Rubik, for instance, might be an idea for VP to pick up if Rox don't take it themselves.
I love Bane. I think he's such a good support. I love it, everything that he does. He's got a good damage potential. He's got disable. He can set up stuns. I love playing him in Mirana as well. It works really well. And you know who else it works well with?
Invoker.
Invoker. So, and there it is. Rox.Kis picking up Bane and Invoker.
Let's see how this Invoker is played through, because we've seen the resurgence of Quas Wex with the Tornado MP, of course, but that doesn't mean that Quas Exhort is down and out.
Yep.
Last game we saw Resolution play it perfectly fine. It worked well for them. So it comes down to personal preference, what your captain wants, and how well it fits into the game.
Yes.
Because if you want team fight control early in the game, you want to go Quas Wex. So you've got the EMP, Tornado, burn their mana, stop them pushing towards towers. Or you can go for the sort of single target early game with the Cold Snap Forge Spirits earlier on.
Oh, I hate Cold Snap so much.
It is really annoying. But I've seen some interesting things in pubs where I know Syndron was talking about it when the most recent, or one of the more recent patch notes came out, where Alacrity was buffed. I think the cooldown and mana cost got reduced.
Okay.
So I've seen some interesting things from Invokers in pubs where they go 1-1-1. They don't max out Quas and Exhort or Quas and Wex. They go 1-1-1 early on, so they have their Cold Snap and they have Alacrity. And Alacrity gives you so much in the laning phase, it is ridiculous.
Yeah. And
you can just spam those 2 spells without worrying too much. If you have like a Sage's Mask, maybe even a bottle if you decide to go that route. But there are definitely lots of possibilities for Invoker. He is the most versatile hero in the game, I've got to say.
And probably the most hated as well.
I don't know. Meepo is hated a lot.
Oh. Virtus.Pro picking up Storm Spirit, because it is definitely 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes. Denied!
We was talking about this earlier. I think the some of the production guys got a bit confused and was doing sound checks.
Does that guy talk all the time?
Was doing sound checks.
That Storm Spirit, he talks all the time.
Yeah, you can't shut that guy up. So
actually, do we have a Storm Spirit announcer pack to turn that on?
Yeah, he does talk all the time. But yeah, Rox.Kis banning out Doom. Standard. We saw really nice Doom last game actually, so fair play to that. And then Mirana getting banned up by Virtus.Pro, which is fair enough, like we spoke about earlier with the Bane. Don't you love it when things get banned that you talked about? It actually makes you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, nice segue.
So next ban for Virtus.Pro.
Let's see what they go for here. I really do think they want to pick up a Rubik to try and steal spells from the Invoker and the Bane, but when they've got Dazzle, it doesn't make for the best lanes. So they might end up going for something like a Bristleback or maybe a Slardar. We do see these Russian and Ukrainian teams go for Dazzle Slardar very often, like I mentioned in the previous game.
Just ultimate debuff.
They combo up so well.
They certainly do.
Now Storm against Invoker is a difficult matchup for the Storm because of that cold snap. And then obviously EMP Tornado can burn all of his mana if he's not quick on the fingers. Clockwork banned out by Rox.Kis. They want to limit the amount of long range initiation from Virtus.Pro.
Yep. Obviously got a lot of map control as well, the flare as well, Sunstrike coming into play.
God Black's Chen.
So tell me about this God Black and Chen. Is this a thing? Come on, enlighten me.
Well, it's kind of like Puppy Chen, Arcade Chen. You know,
it's definitely a thing then.
He is one of the top 4. Well, he's one of the top 3 European Chen players, definitely.
Yep. Awesome. Crystal Maiden is someone that I never see anymore. Like she had like a little spotlight a few months ago, but now she just gets banned out a lot. She doesn't really get picked that much anymore.
Her ultimate was buffed so much that if you get, if you can fog with Crystal Maiden and catch heroes out playing too aggressively, you can just absolutely wipe them off the face of the map alone. Also, she offers a lot in the laning phase. She's got decent attack damage. Her attack animation isn't great, but Frostbite, Crystal Nova, and her Aura are ridiculous skills in the early game.
Yeah, yeah. Bounty Hunter, now that's an interesting offer. Some you don't see too much these days, but I do like seeing him getting picked up.
We've seen him more often than not now switch back to the safe lane.
Yeah.
So they'd run an aggressive tri lane with Bounty Hunter safe lane up against their off laner, which he excels at in a 1v1. Janada offering plenty of last hitting capability. And with a Dazzle, it does offer yourself up to have, like I mentioned earlier, maybe a Bristleback.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, Nature's Prophet getting picked up there by Rox.Kis. Obviously going for a slightly sort of global kind of strat there, so you've got Hand of God as well, Nature's Prophet, Sunstrike. That kind of edge they might be going for there. However, I do like this guy. I do like this guy a lot. Elder Titan getting picked up by Virtus.Pro. What do you think of that? What do you think of those beans?
I don't know where they're going to put him. Because, well, do you run him as a core hero on your tri-lane with a Dazzle? Or do you run dual lanes here? Or do you run Elder Titan as a support, which we have seen sometimes? It's difficult to call right now.
See,
or, final option, do you run ET mid against the Invoker and have Storm Spirit on the safe lane?
See, I'm not completely against just running Elder Titan on solo, like on like an off lane. I'm not completely against it. I can get why a lot of people wouldn't do it, but there's also that option as well.
Yeah,
you may agree or disagree with me, but that's obviously that's my opinion.
No, definitely. Well, we do see that probably more often than not. That solo off lane, he goes boots, soul ring, spams out his spirit to try and get attack damage, movement speed, get up, get experience. That would open them up to have Storm Spirit mid or safe lane. Then where does the Bounty Hunter go? It's difficult, isn't it? How do you call these lanes? And Virtus.Pro with their final pick now, looking up against an Ember Spirit. How does Rox.Kis lane up? They have the Invoker, who looks like he'll be going towards mid. They've got Chen in the jungle, so they're going to be looking at a Bane supporting the Ember Spirit, and then Nature's Prophet on the off lane. But there's always the possibility for them to mix it up. Such open drafts are the norm now, and Gyrocopter, so
it brings it together nicely, especially if you can get the Elder Titans done off as well.
Support Elder Titan, it looks like. G on the Storm Spirit going towards mid, NS supporting with the Dazzle, and it looks like it'll be an off-lane Bounty Hunter.
Alright guys, we're going to get yourselves in game now. Can stop looking at our lovely faces. You'll be pleased to hear.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Over here we have Illidan on that Gyrocopter looking to hard spread, and over on the dire side.
On the dire side we see Go Black getting picked up on Chen. Solo on the Ember Spirit. 633 or 633 on the Invoker. And I'm hoping to saying this right, Sedoy on Nature's Prophet, and Yol on the Bane.
Indeedy.
So let's see how they're going to run these lanes, and this is going to be interesting.
I think that's one of the things I do when casting. I tend to revert to hero names rather than player names, especially when you've got people like 633. It doesn't roll off the tongue so much.
That's like my favourite.
633 BZZ.
Look how aggressive this Bounty Hunter's been, though. Nice aggressive warding, I'm going to guess. He's got the wards there.
Yeah, he's going to try and limit the Chen's available options. Might even push the Chen over into the aggressive jungle. But look at that Treant from Nature's Prophet trying to scout out the Bounty Hunter. They know where he is. They know he's around here somewhere.
Everything's been blocked.
So safe lane Ember Spirit being supported up by the Bane and the Chen in the safe jungle. Where's that Invoker sitting? Over here. And Nature's Prophet sitting in base waiting for Treants. There we go. Going to regen up his mana and head down to this bot lane. Those Treants are going to be just in time to block up this wave. Oh, no, he decides not to go for that. He's going to be in time with his hero, in fact.
Yeah.
So very well timed. Almost perfect timing.
Alright, so.
Oh, Dust on the Bounty Hunter. Bane with a haste, looking to try and engage onto Bounty Hunter. There's the Nightmare. Do they have enough damage to bring him down? Dust was very early. They don't have enough damage. He's going to Shadow Walk straight after this and going to be perfectly fine.
Here comes Elder Titans just to provide a bit of backup, a bit of emotional support there for Bounty Hunter.
Oh, have they switched this up? Or do they actually run dual lanes here? Because Elder Titan's sitting up here with the Stout Shield.
Yep.
And Bounty Hunter. Oh, that's what they're doing. So this is why I was very confused about how they're going to lane this.
Yes.
They're running the ET off lane, and Bounty Hunter is jungling. He's going to be sitting on this Chen the entire game. He's going to be last hitting, stealing Chen's creeps, being a general nuisance, and just stop the Chen from farming at all.
That's really interesting.
It's something we saw a couple of times, quite a long time ago, when before they had the changes to the XP range you could take from camps and things like that, and the change to the creep equilibrium on this lane, where you could hold it here. Just used to see the Bounty Hunter go on this off lane and go into the jungle, stop the Chen. But now they've got a hero on the off lane taking experience and gold, and the bounty in the jungle.
That's really clever. I like that.
What does Goblack do now? What do you actually do as a Chen when you have a Bounty Hunter constantly on you?
Breathing down your neck.
Like you need the Bane there to try and support you, but you don't have enough damage to kill him. So you're just wasting each other's time.
Yeah.
But the Bounty Hunter's wasting the time of two heroes and stopping the Ember Spirit getting the support he needs.
That's really interesting, that tactic they're playing off there. I do like that a lot. Meanwhile, middle lane though, 6 level 3, currently sitting on 5 last hits against the Storm Spirit. He's got 11 last hits. Having a little bit of trouble there.
Yep. G really outplaying the Invoker here, but in comes a Satyr Mind Stealer. We're going to burn off some of G's mana, but he does have a bottle incoming. 2 minutes into the game. Bottle and boots. That's ridiculous. He went for a pure bottle rush, and he managed to get bottle and boots at 2 minutes in.
That's not too bad at all.
That's perfect.
That's going to help a lot for rune control, of which he's going to get the first one double damage down bot.
Like, that's some immense play. And you can see the Invoker seems to have switched. He went for Blaze of Attack, which does indicate Cross Wex, but he's gone for 1 in Exort to help him last hit because of how well G is playing on this mid lane.
Yep.
Second Blaze of Attack. Give him some more right-click damage.
Does make a massive difference, though.
G is just massively outplaying the Invoker.
Needs to be careful there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, top lane I should say, the Elder Titan just trying to bring that creep equilibrium back to his favour.
He needs to try really hard not to get the spirit on the creeps, just the heroes, and then pull it back to the side rather than through the wave.
Yeah.
Oh, we see Yol there.
Oh, cold snap was that?
Yep, just thrown out. And Jotum on that Bounty Hunter, still playing really aggressively, playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Bane, going up onto the high ground. But Boots advantage to the Bounty Hunter. He'll be heading back into the jungle in short order.
He's going to go and say hello to the Elder Titan as well.
Bounty relatively low on mana though, doesn't really have too much to sustain that, and Bane coming up behind the ET. Smile in a bit of trouble here, but Bounty is here to help. Oh, Sunstrike onto the Nightmare, that's plenty of pure damage. There's the Searing Chain as well. First blood goes to Rox.Kis.
Nice play there, nice Sunstrike as well. There's not too much adjustment could have done there.
Now how do they make up for this? Bounty Hunter not going to be spotted out there. Dust not used by Yol, even though they did know where he was in general, but not exactly. Phase Boots bought by everybody. Everybody's buying Phase.
And Rox.Kis anyway, that was quite unified.
Well, Illidan buys it, then Ember Spirit and Invoker buys it.
Oh, yes. Who is this guy?
Who is what guy?
Me.
Oh, I don't know.
Careful that courier.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
It'll take 3 hits from the Invoker to take it down. There's no chance. Now that's a clever move from G. I'm not sure if you noticed that. Instead of using... Oh, G is actually... might go down here. Isn't level 6 yet. There's the Nightmare. They've got the Centaur to stomp as well. Sunstrike going to be able to bring him straight down. 3-man gang onto mid. But I was going to point out a really great play for from G. Unfortunately, he wasn't level 6 to try and escape there. But he puts the bottle back on the courier, not empty. So it doesn't slow the movement speed of the courier.
Oh, is it only an empty bottle then that
Yep.
slows the movement speed? Ah. What's happening down here on bottom lane?
Well, Illidan found a kill up on that Nature's Prophet, and Dazzle TPing out while graved. There's Yol playing aggressively, TP in from Sidoi, looking for Illidan. Can they find him? He doesn't have a TP scroll. There's Sprout. He phase boots through, gets past the Centaur. There's a nuke from Chen. 2 more clicks from the Fury, and 1 more. There we go.
Ooh.
Down goes Illidan. Now on the mid lane, however, Storm G jumps onto BZZ. Invoker going to go down here. He does get the cold snap off onto G, who is now on pretty low health. Has to use some bottle charges up. 6-minute rune has not spawned yet. Ember Spirit on the top lane. Aggression everywhere. Everything's happening at once. Arsart trying to escape here. Salves himself up. Nice
Really
use of
nice
tangos.
movement there, yeah.
Nice juking through the trees. Solo might go for a Sleight of Fist. He uses his ultimate. Places a remnant into the trees.
And he's going to be fine. Some really nice jukes there. Jukes.
Double damage picked up by Goblak, denying that to the Storm Spirit, who was checking up top rune. That's not something we usually see. Nature's Prophet off lane, more commonly than not, we see phase boots into Midas.
Yep.
Maybe a mech Necronomicon or a Hex after that, but he's gone for Treads, which indicates to me he wants to be a physical DPS outputter later in the game rather than earlier. So we might see some interesting things like Maelstrom from him, Desolator. Nightmare now up onto Illidan. Sunstrike going to be launched. Brain Sap as well. Sprout to hold him in place. Here goes the cooldown. Rocket Barrage as well. Grave, very nicely timed. Down goes Yol. Sidoi going to be second to fall possibly. 1 more. Oh, really nicely played. Dodging through the trees.
That Treant chasing him.
Getting away from that bloody Treant.
Oh, that was really nice play there by the Dazzle. Good work.
And that's the thing I was saying. They don't see the Dazzle. He's not there. Okay, free kill on Illidan. Dazzle appears as if from nowhere. Grave, heal, level 3 in Poison Touch, doing plenty of damage and slowing down that Bane. Turning things around massively for VP.
Certainly did that. That was he's amazing how they can just turn around like that. That's why you pick up Dazzle. That's why he's so favoured at the moment.
You can see there, Rox.Kis were looking to take a lead and hold it. But a couple of kills here and there. Nice farming across the board from VP. Turning things around. Storm jumps in. Nightmare onto him. Bounty Hunter takes it away from him. But Bounty Hunter in a bit of a rough situation here. In comes support. Poison Touch out onto Bane.
They've got to be careful here. Denied the Forge Spirit.
Cheeky. Now I've got to see how this Ember Spirit progresses. Oh, before I talk about Ember Spirit, Arcane's up on the Bounty Hunter. So I was saying he doesn't have any mana sustain whatsoever, but
he hasn't got mana to use his mana boots, so
no. That's always a tragic situation.
That's a first world problem right there.
But yeah, the Ember Spirit on the top lane, I want to see how he progresses, because obviously he's safe lane farming. He might want to go for a Battle Fury to extend his farming period past the 20-minute mark. He might want to go for a Maelstrom to do the same thing, but allow him to do more magical damage in the mid-game team fights. Then again, he could go for stats into Desolator. So he could go for the drums, which he does already have Bracer, the part of. And he's got the bottle for his mana and HP sustain on the lane.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of going drums. That's like a Joshua approved item right there.
So I don't always get it. You guys ask, okay, who has drums? Because I won't buy drums if someone has it already. I'm just like, well, drums is a great item. It's not like mech or pipe where you literally only need one. I mean, drums and Vlads, you can have multiple on the team and they're still effective.
I agree with that. That's part of the learning phase.
They're just not 100% efficient.
Which then makes me doubt everything about them.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Bounty Hunter looking for level 6, but BZZ on this Invoker sitting so far back. Picks up a Bracer for himself. sitting quite far behind in net worth, I believe. 4.2k on Ember, then we've got 3.6, 3.6 on the Gyro and Storm respectively, and then 2.8 Invoker bringing up the rear. And Bounty Hunter just sitting up on this high ground, spotting everybody out. I think he wanted Storm to jump over onto that Bane, but it's very risky. They don't know where Chen is, and he has been sitting in the jungle undisturbed for quite a while now.
Certainly have, yeah. Let's let him do his thing, putting up the creep army. Oh, bottom lane, Jaroti goes out. Top of the Ember Spirit.
Ember Spirit does not care about your magical damage. He's got level 4 in Flame Guard. That's 500 magical damage absorbed and negated. In comes the Gyrocopter though. Sidoi a little bit too far forward. He is an Ember Spirit, so he does care about magical damage. And Rocket Barrage is one hell of a burst.
Certainly is there. And of course Storm Spirit coming to Mark, cleaning up that kill on the Nature's Prophet. I didn't get the last hit, did he? Nope.
Gyrocopter did.
Yeah. Alright. This tier 1 on bottom lane taking a bit of a beating in deny range, and down it goes. Simple as that.
And once again, the Dire side do have the Roshan advantage, like we saw in the last game. They've got Chen, which gives you such a boost to go into Roshan with a couple of aura creeps. You've got the tank ability, you've got Hand of God. Even if they do try and come and contest, then you've got Ember Spirit, you've got Bane to hold them out in these choke points. You've got Invoker who's going for Exort. So you'll have Sunstrike, you might have Meteor, or you'll definitely have double Forward Spirits. In a couple
Chen
of
could be in trouble
time.
then, the jungle. Yep, here we go. Storm Spirit moving in, but doesn't. No, won't go on it. Obviously, got the double Centaur stun right there next to him, so he wanted to back out that one.
He doesn't know where Nature's Prophet or Bane are either. Well, he knows Bane now is on this lane, but he was a little bit worried. Might jump over onto the Invoker. He's ready and raring to go. Top lane, Nightmare up onto Smile. Elder Titan going to get Sunstriked and Brain sapped. A couple more hits from
Not
Bane.
enough damage, some
TP
nice
reaction.
reactions.
Poison touch out onto Bane. Nature's Prophet ulti going to bounce. Oh, the grave onto the Elder Titan. Cooldown not going to hit the mark. Missing the Bane, who actually turns around here and Nightmares up the Gyrocopter. Storm Spirit finding kill on Invoker at mid, while Gyrocopter takes down the Bane. Ember Spirit coming in here, Searing Chains, holding Illidan in place. There's the heal from the Dazzle and the Earth Splitter from the Elder Titan, slowing them down. Oh, the nuke from Chen!
Ton of damage there being dealt. And they're going to get out of there. Does like I've had enough of that.
Yeah, but Storm Spirit found a kill on Invoker at mid and makes his way back to the base. Smokes up, well on his way to Orchid, and Drums picked up by the Ember Spirit. Nobody farming this bot lane now though, because Gyrocopter made his way all the way to top.
Did he get any kills there? Did he? Yeah, he managed to find a kill on the Bane, yeah.
Yep. Bounty Hunter making his way across. Arcanes and 1,000 gold.
The best part about a kill on the Bane, though.
Storm jumping in. There's the Vortex onto the Ember Spirit. There's the Elder Titan Spirit as well. Searing Chains and the Sleight of Fist. So much damage. Cold Snap helping out that Ember Spirit find a kill on the ET.
Very nice work there.
He wanted to maybe try and find a track kill on the Ember Spirit, but his mobility in these small choke point areas, he can dodge spells, he can do damage to you while you think you've got a kill on him.
Yeah, yeah.
In comes Invoker to hold someone down.
That's really nice work. They work so well together, the Invoker and Ember Spirit. And that's tier 1 there in favour of Rox.Kis.
Nature's Prophet nearly has his Midas. Oh, that's what the Bounty Hunter was saving for. Picks himself up an urn. Invoker went for an early point in Wex to try and buff out his abilities, maybe get that short range tornado or maybe even Ghost Walk, because he was under a lot of pressure from that Storm Spirit.
Midas finally up on that Nature's Prophet.
That's decent timing for offlane solo Prophet. 13 minutes. Usually we look at between 10 and 16 minutes is the sort of accepted range, depending on how many kills you get, how many towers your team gets. Splitter on mid taking down. Oh, Dazzle actually going down to the Invoker. Ember Spirit played by Solo, finding Elder Titan as well. Oh, there goes the Sleight of Fist as well, finishing him off.
That could be a big ulti there. Placement wasn't quite right there from the Gyrocopter though.
And Chen sending the Ember Spirit back to base, going to heal up and then Remnant out. What's his ultimate? I don't know. We must have one somewhere. You have to have remnants everywhere. No, he's just going to TP back out. So they've got this split push happening. Nature's Prophet on his bot lane didn't really have to join the team fight. They did that all without him.
We had a bit of trouble with the
out here.
Gyrocopter.
Grave going to have to come out onto Illidan. but he's going to go down. No, he's not. He's going to actually manage to escape. No more stuns. Bane not in range for that nightmare.
Going to get himself the tier 1 out of this, though? Or maybe not.
This is looking very good for Rox.Kis at this moment in time. About a 4k experience lead, and the same for gold as well. Virtus.Pro really have to pull something out of the hat here. The Bounty Hunter hasn't made a massive impact. His Arcanes earn great items, but if you don't put them to use, what was the point?
I haven't seen any track kills yet either.
No, that's very true. It could, you know, VP could turn this around if they find the right pickoffs, but going into a Chen army, going into Invoker and Ember Spirit is a very difficult task. And there goes Searing Chains. NS goes down. That's Dazzle down for the count. Might be tier 2, might be Roshan, but I think Roshan will be the more likely offering available for Team Empire.
Maybe they got their eyes on though. Illidan down bottom lane. Illidan down bottom lane.
Lollidan. Lollidan. I think they're going to Roshan. They wanted to maybe look for someone down on bot lane, but this was always on the cards. How does VP try and come back from this? Jotham needs to pick something up, maybe BKB. He needs to buff out his HP, most certainly.
Certainly does.
Smile didn't have such a great time up on top lane, only has Arcanes, doesn't have anything to buff that out. And G not near his Orchid either, even after the great start, excellent start he had against that Invoker.
Yeah.
The movement from Chen and Bane, just too much to handle.
Slowed him down completely, yeah.
So that cheeky little move and strat that they've tried to pull with the Bounty Hunter, and aggressively jungling, basically, hasn't really worked out for them. I mean, Goblack, he's got mech, he's got arcane boots. 15, 16 minutes into the game, they've taken towers down. He has accomplished everything and more you would expect from a Chen.
Certainly haven't. Here we go. Here's the Rox.Kis Express crossing the river. They're trying to make some movements here. Possibly look at taking a tier 2 now. They got the Aegis. Oh, Elder Time in a bit of trouble here. Cold Snap does catch Elder Time, but he does manage to get away from it. Here comes the Ember as well, top, coming through top as well, getting ready to go to work. Can't quite find anyone, he has been tracked there, they know where he is. Some nice track work actually, 2 of the 5 currently tracked out.
Nature's Prophet farming agents, G pushing this top tier 1, trying to do as much damage to that as possible. Sunstrike, where's it going to land? Going to hit onto NS, and there goes the Remnant. Can he take him down? No, NS, nice grave. Perfect
really
timing.
Quick reaction there.
Down to about 20 health, and here comes the cooldown. Not going to catch anybody at all. Those poor little treants and centaurs. Lots of fire raining down on their poor little heads.
They really want this this tier 2 now. Here's a fresh creep wave coming in. Let's try again.
Well, Illidan doesn't have cooldown now, so they can. So Rox.Kis, sorry, can play quite aggressively now into the hands of VP. But Storm still sitting on that top lane. I'm surprised Nature's Prophet actually came here to help rather than pushing the bot on his own.
Yeah, that could have been big. See, they got themselves a tower. They're getting out. Meanwhile, on top lane, no. Storm Spirit gets himself out.
And the tower gets denied. So all of that work for pretty much, well, they get a little bit of gold from the tower denying. Not too much in the way of map control. Goblack going to be found by Bounty Hunter. There goes the Janada Shuriken as well, tracked up. Goblack going to try and make his escape.
Some nice dewarding there as well, Rox.Kis. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Gyrocopter going back to work, just carry on farming.
I was busy looking at that courier. Drodo.
Padidi.
Yeah, but Illidan went for this very greedy build. Oh, look, Ember Spirit. He went for that build that I mentioned.
Oh, Bane's in a lot of trouble here. Hand of God almost saving him. Is he going to be enough?
Surviving for so long.
Oh, Storm Spirit meets an Invoker with no mana whatsoever. Nature's Prophet TPing as well. Storm Spirit taking a ton of damage and goes down to Invoker.
Not a good trade at all.
No.
And big items coming up from Rox.Kis. Orchid we just saw picked up by the Nature's Prophet. And Desolator on the Ember Spirit. So he went for the phase drums Deso rather than extending his farming period. He's gone for all out attack damage and minus armor. Sunstrike going out. Ooh. Where did that go? Up on top lane?
No, that just they were trying to catch the Bounty Hunter there just by the river. They just missed it. That would have been a really nice Sunstrike if they landed that. Meanwhile, Rox.Kis pushing down middle lane. They want to try and make some movements here. Possibly looking at a tier 3 now while Storm Spirit's down for another 10 seconds. Elder Titan's going to slow that push down though. Spirit's going out.
This annoying tornado. Cooldown going to land on nobody once again. Rox.Kis are great at dodging this gyro ultimate.
That's got to be really frustrating there for Gyro.
And it's not like they get massively out of range of the Gyro ultimate either. They are right on the edge of it.
Big stun there on the
Ping!
on the creep.
Yeah, big stun. G. A little bit out of his comfort zone there. If you get caught out, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
He wants to go and farm up the neutrals to finish off his Orchid, but there's nothing left.
He's so close, he can smell it.
Your town has been pillaged by Rox.Kis. Yeah, Gyro has gone for his very greedy farming build, gone for lifesteal Yasha, increase his farming attack speed, try and take down jungle camps. But what's it going to do in teamfights? He doesn't have a BKB to sustain through the magical damage. I guess he could always just get Fiend's Grip up. And there's Storm Spirit going on to solo. Remnant across, Sleight of Fist across, sorry, gets sent back to base by Chen. And TP straight back to the tier 1 at mid. Because that's still standing apparently, tier 1 mid. Orchid finally completed for Storm. But that's solo mid Orchid at 20 minutes when the enemy offlaner has the exact same item.
Geralty's going to land. Hits 3 of them.
And hit some people.
Nothing to follow up with though. Cold Snap got on that Gyrocopter and might be a little bit of trouble. Invoker's overextended.
Full staff. He does have Aegis the Mortal though, so it's fine.
They're going to go for
Big
this.
ulti there from Solo, going to do plenty of damage. Can he actually catch NS? There's the Remnant again. Sleight of Fist onto G, but his team are continuing to pressure the tier 3 tower. Solo might be in too much trouble here. Nice mech from Goblack.
Nice
A little bit in over his head, but no problem. Going to get sent back to base by his captain. And Invoker continue pressuring down this mid tier 3.
Just tapping away at it. They're not doing too much damage, but if they can get that, they won't just yet.
Flat Cannon, of course, great at stopping these all-out pushes, and
yes.
Chen with very few creeps left over. In fact, he doesn't have any.
So the Invoker, he's about to be reclaimed as well, and he's still quite far forward on his own.
You can see the power of Ember Spirit when trying to break high ground. The rest of his team are sitting here, and he uses Sleight of Fist in this area, and he does so much damage to the 3 heroes standing here that they all have to back off away from the tower, so his team has an open route to take, you know, this tier 3 down to 1/3 of its health.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice work from the Ember Spirit that I did there. Meanwhile, bottom lane is getting pushed in now, going to take that final tier 2 on bottom. I'll tell you, it's not the final one, because there's one top lane as well.
The penultimate tier 2.
Big stun. They're going to take that down, no problem though.
Bounty, where are you going? I'm going to draw your line. Actually, what is he doing? They're just standing here near this tier 1 tower. They want to try and press this down, but it's not going to be a trade that goes their way at all.
No, they need to get back, if anything.
3 of them are waiting for someone to TP to the tier 1 to farm. But Rox.Kis are having none of this. They want to pressure tier 3s.
What's going on?
And back they come.
Yeah, Rox.Kis have got the cool big stun. Catches the Invoker.
They need to catch far more than just the Invoker, though. He needs to get a 3 4-man stun, get the Earth Splitter across as well.
Orchid on the Ember Spirit.
Nice Nightmare there onto Solo. Bane going to have to cancel that. Here's the cooldown. 4 staff. Solo, get out of there.
Oh, 6 for 3 coming back in now.
And here comes the pressure from Rox.Kis. Creep wave
Rox.Kis
arrives.
playing so aggressively right now. And there we go, there's Necro Book as well, going up on Nature's Prophet. Ooh. Ooh.
That's a big stun.
Get sent back though. They're not going to get a pick off there.
That's a big stun, but they've got no long-range initiation to actually catch up and make up the distance.
Nothing to back it
Here
up.
comes Ember Spirit once again. There's the Meteor onto Jotum. Grave nicely placed. I don't think they can actually go back in here and take out that final last click on the Bounty Hunter. He's dodging the Sunstrike. He's dodging the Sunstrike. Signal comes out for the Sunstrike, but nothing's there. Meanwhile, over at the tier 3 tower, cooldown goes down. G is Fiend's gripped up. Solo looking for a re-engagement here. Gets hit by that homing missile.
So it's time for them to go to work on that tier 3. They force the rest of the team to back, but here they come. Gyro. Nice big ulti there from Dazzle, getting debuff. 4 of them.
Yeah, they just back off, hold this high ground now until the Dazzle Weave wears off, and then they move straight back out and pressure up again. Because they've got Nature's Prophet now pushing on this top lane, taking that tier 2.
Yep.
He's got Necro 1 ready to go. So it's no problem whatsoever for them to just slow push, siege this base.
Yep.
There's very little that the Radiant can do because they want to try and farm. They need items, they need levels, but there's no way for them to gain them if Rox.Kis are sitting at their doorstep, hammering on the door, taking down towers.
They're literally tapping away at tier 3, letting the Nature's Prophet get to work, creating space as well. Big Jar ulti does, he going to catches 2 of them. Oh, he catches one of them in conjunction with the other Titan. Oh, stun rather. Storm Spirit zapping around, Ember gets out of there, no problem.
Ember Spirit walks up with Chen's send back on him. Nobody cast any spells on him, which they were trying to bait out. Gets sent back to base and then just remnants back into the fight. MKB done for the Gyrocopter, so that's a decent damage output item. But is it enough? Is it enough?
Oh. It's been cool. That Flat Cannon does a lot of damage though, exactly as I said earlier. It's just so good at stopping them from pushing that high ground. Rox.Kis are really close, they can almost taste it, but they're literally really struggling to get those steps.
Yeah, they're forced to send G up here. The only one that can really defend this split push against Nature's Prophet, possibly pick him off if he overextends, but also have the capabilities to get into the team fight by using Bolt Lightning across the base. Roshan is alive and ready to go. Rox.Kis going to be placing him on the hit list. Alacrity onto solo.
Virtus.Pro know it's happening though. They're going to try and do something about it maybe. No, I don't think they... No.
Well, they might go for this. They do have cooldown, but I don't think they really want to. G wants to farm his next item, tried to get a BKB, but it's so far away. And if we take a look at the XP graph, that's just plateaued out. 7.5k lead and 14k gold lead for Rox.Kis. Bounty Hunter does know Nature's Prophet is here. And the Dire's push is only going to get stronger. They've got Necro 3 up on the Invoker right now, and that's going to be sent out to him on this shiny blue courier. And they've got almost they do have Necro 3 whenever the courier returns to base for the Nature's Prophet.
Meanwhile though, Ember Spirit going to bottom lane, getting back to work. He's got the Aegis now. Got double damage rune as well.
It's going to be really rough for VP to hold their base. There's Goblak has picked up some nice creeps. He's got that Alpha Wolf to give that attack damage. He's got the armor from the Wildkin. They've got Vlad's up on the Chen as well.
Yep.
And that, like I said, the double Necro 3 is pushing multiple lanes. Or even if, Nature's Prophet comes down to the bot lane. They've got double Necro 3, Forge Spirits, Auras galore.
Yep.
So many minions to hold this out. They've just got to be careful not to send them all at once. So they're probably going to use one Necro Puck at a time. Or they're going to use them both at once and hope that Gyrocopter kills himself on the Necro units. Ember Spirit goes in, Grave forced to be used on the Dazzle. Down goes Illidan. Dagon, who was that from?
Instant buyback though from the Gyrocopter. Straight back in.
Oh, that wasn't Dagon, that was the Necro unit killing him.
Oh, yes.
It actually did happen.
You called it.
The viewing angle isn't so great. I actually thought someone had bought a Dagon. I was frantically clicking on people. I saw the red light shine across the screen. There's a Necro warrior taking someone out with his last word.
And there we go. Storm Spirit's down for 35 seconds. Aegis is down, but I think this might be potentially a GG here if they can get another set of racks.
Yeah, they're trying to hold out VP, but even if they do hold their racks, I don't see what they can do later on in the game. They've got very little in the way of XP and farm. The lead is insurmountable from Rox.Kis, taking down Gyrocopter once again, and I think GG is going to be called any second now, Joe.
And there it is.
Well played by Rox.Kis, taking
really
down
well
VP.
That was a really good game there, folks.
Really well executed split push map control lineup from Rox.Kis with the Chen and Nature's Prophet, Ember Spirit and Invoker allowing them to go up to high ground. But that Bounty Hunter was a decent looking pocket strat going into the jungle, playing aggressively on that Chen. It just didn't work out in the grand scheme of things. Elder Titan got nothing on that lane. Gyrocopter went for a very, very greedy build. Didn't make anything come of that. The Dazzle, some big plays, some nice Graves, but overall,
it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Like, the Bounty Hunter just did not do enough work that game to, to get on the track kills that they needed to really, succeed into Snowball. Especially, when you got the likes of a Gyrocopter and a Storm Spirit, they need a ton of farm to, to really make a difference in the game. Whereas Ember Spirit, you can kind of